Good day, everyone. Hi, my name is Stalan Gumidli, and I will be discussing to you today the country of China. They are belong to the strongest country, and its capital is Beijing. So I prepared here learning objectives where we should be able to have an idea on the criminal justice system and the policing system of China. We can identify the key institutions of their CJS and the different agencies within the Chinese policing system, and we will be able to know the reason why China is a strong country. So after this discussion, I hope we will have an idea about these lessons. So some facts about China is that their current president for 2024 is Xi Jinping. He is born on June 15, 1953. He is now 71 years old and the President of the People's Republic of China in 2013. So if you're going to compete, it is 11 years in service. So here are some facts about China. Their population consists of 1.41 billion people, inhabitants. There are 720 million male and 689 million female. Their language is dominance of Mandarin. Most of them speak Mandarin. In culture and tradition, it is influenced by Confucianism. So when we say Confucianism, it is a philosophy and a way of life that originated in ancient China during Zhou dynasty. Attributed to the teachings of Confucianism. It emphasizes humanity, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and trustworthiness. So Chinese flag symbolism. The largest star symbolizes Communist Party. Lesser stars, proletariat. These are the working class. For example, they work in factories. Peasantries, these are the farmers who work in the farms. Paiti these are the business owners. And the patriotic capitals, these are the people in China uh, that are rich who supports the Communist Party. Their flag is also called the five-star red flag. The red symbolizes revolution, struggle, and the gold, prosperity, Yellow River, and heritage. So now we are here on the lesson proper, and I will be going to discuss these lessons later. So Chinese criminal justice system, Chinese policing system, Chinese police uniforms, police ranks and salary, qualification requirements and recruitment process, age, retirement, and why China belongs to a strong country. So this is the first lesson, the Chinese criminal justice system. It is a complex and multifaceted entity that encompasses various institutions, laws, and procedures to designed to maintain law and order, uphold justice, and protect the life of the accused. It characterized by its unique blend of socialist principles, traditional Chinese legal practices, and influences from Western legal system. So socialist is a term or idea aimed at creating a fair and equal society. So for example, in shared ownership, instead of individuals or companies owning everything, resources like factories and land should be owned by the community or government. In terms of fair treatment of workers, workers should be paid fairly for their labor and not exploited by business owners. In socialist principles, they have equality where everyone should have access to basic needs like healthcare, education, and housing regardless of their wealth. It also focuses on community where the well-being of the community is more important than individual success. So the government role is to help regulate the economy and provide services to reduce inequality. So that is the socialist principle. And when we say traditional Chinese legal practices, if you are aware of the word restorative justice, they do not focus on punishment, but instead a decision of both parties to have agreement on a crime that happened. So the key features of criminal justice system in China is focus on public security, state control, presumption of guilt, and rehabilitation. So the CJS of the China have four main institutions. These are the Public Security Agency, the People's Procuratorate, the People's Court, and correctional institutions. The first institution of the CJS is the public agency. They are known as the Public Security Bureau or the People's Police, responsible for the initial stages of criminal investigation, detention, and preliminary examination of criminal cases. They also oversee correctional facilities and manage the execution of sentences. So, in examination of criminal cases, it involves witness statements, the taking of detailed statements from the owner of any potential witnesses who saw the suspect or the incident. Also, the physical evidences and collecting of CCTV footages. Some key principles is long detention, forced confessions, administrative penalties, and no rights. So, in forced confession, yung mga pulis pwede kanilang ah, bugbugin or torturin para lang mapaamin ka kung ikaw yung gumawa ng isang krimen in order to have an easy access kung ikaw talaga yung gumawa ng crime. And dito sa no rights, according sa research ko, most of them don't know their rights. So, they are just being tortured kapag uh, na hinalaan silang sila yung gumawa ng krimen. Next institution is the People's Procuratorate. They act as independent bodies responsible for approving arrest, reviewing cases, and supervising investigations. So, the People's Procuratorates are also lawyers, but they are not the same in the lawyers in the Philippines. Because the work of the lawyer in the Philippines, they are the one who will defend the accused or the victim. While in China, they are the one who will prosecute the criminals. So the procuratorates operate independently of outside control, subject only to oversight by the relevant legislative bodies. So there are independent lawyers. Hindi sila um, their decisions are not affected by anyone else. Their principles of operation is independent prosecutorial authority, equal before the law, judgments based on facts and laws. So if they're going to judge someone, they use equality and their judgments are based on the evidence that was presented to them. Another is the People's Court. These are the judicial branch of the system responsible for the adjudicating criminal cases. So dito sa court na to, sila yung magsasabi kung guilty or not guilty yung isang tao. China's court system is hierarchical with levels. So here is the structure. The Supreme People's Court as the highest judicial organ in China, responsible for interpreting laws, trying cases of national significance, and supervising the administration of justice throughout the country. And meron siyang branch, the Local People's Court and the Special People's Court. Dito sa Local People's Court, mostly napafile yung mga cases. And those cases are like higher cases belongs to higher people's court, grassroots people's court, and intermediate people's court. And dito sa special people's court, a, a specialization wherein meron silang military courts. For example, kapag military personnels are involved in a crime, for instance, they will file a case here in the military courts. The same is true in the following. Next is institution is the correctional. China has established a comprehensive system of correctional facilities and community-based sanctions to address various types of criminal behavior, provide educational and vocational training opportunities to inmates since 1981, aiming to reduce recidivism and promote successful re-entry into society. So meron din silang correctional institution sa China wherein they provide vocational training. So I will present to you later some of the picture sa mga vocational training na ginagawa nila. And about dito sa reduce recidivism, ito yung institution na talagang nai-improve yung behavior ng isang inmates doon sa institution na yun wherein yung aim nila dito is para kapag na-release na siya sa community, hindi na siya magre-recommit ng isa pang krimen. Yun yung aim ng correctional institutions. So here is the example of the detention in China. It is called Xinjiang. So dito nila pinupunta yung mga prisoners, and the prisoners are commonly called reform through labor or labor reforms institutions. There are mainly 5 types of incarcerative institutions. Number 1 is the prisons, reform through labor organs. Number 3, reform house of juvenile delinquents. Number 4, Jui House. Number 5, Kanshao House. So ito yung vocational trainings nila. As of the picture, makikita natin nila is more on sewing yung nakikita natin sa picture. So members of the Church of Almighty God share their experience manufacturing goods for foreign companies while serving time in the prison for their faith. So according sa isang former inmates daw, may isang company na magpro-provide ng mga materials na gagamitin nila, and they are the prisoners will be the one to provide or make the products. And marami silang profit na napo-produce pero limited din lang yung napupunta sa kanila. In terms only kapag kailangan nila ng medicine, kapag nagkakasakit, doon lang sila pwedeng gumamit ng pera. And so, they are sometimes not given the proper security measures. Kaya yung ibang mga inmates ah, hindi nila kahit mapanganib yung pinagagawa nila or kahit ikamatay pa nila, walang pakialam yung mga companies. Basta magawa lang yung mga pinapagawa nila. Another here is inmates play music instruments during Lunar New Year celebrations at Chongqing Prison on February 8, 2008 in Chongqing Municipality in China. So makakita natin sa picture, they are happy with and playing with the instruments. And meron din ginagawa yung iba na to cheer during a football match in which Chinese football star fan Ziyi participates with the inmates in the prison of Qingpu. So, ito yung mga activities ng mga prisoners sa China and hindi ko lang alam dito sa Pilipinas kung meron pang ganito or wala. And sa mga jails or detention center nila, makikita natin dito yung picture. Here, parang boarding lang ng student. And the Chinese policing system. Their motto is be loyal to the party, serve the people, be impartial in law and enforcement, and strict in discipline. So so be loyal to the party means they should follow the party's rules, decision. So, kailangan yung Chinese Communist Party sila yung nasusunod dapat. And deserve the people, kailangan na i-secure din yung mga tao to make their lives better. Be impartial in law, kailangan equal yung pagtrato nila sa mga tao. And then, strict in discipline, kailangan na they cooperate. Everyone cooperates in law enforcement. So China has the highest number of police officers in the world, standing about 1.6 million officers in the country's police force. Their policing system is highly centralized kasi sa People's Communist Party, yun lang yung talagang ruler of the systems in terms of Chinese criminal justice system and Chinese policing system. Kailangan na yung Chinese Communist Party yung nasusunod. And the People's Police hold ultimate authority and control over the entire system. So, their uniform. This uniform is the People's Police uniform. Ito yung pang-army. Ito yung pang-security. Next is their rank and insignia. In China, their lowest rank is cadet, followed by probationary constable, constable second class, constable first class, superintendent third class, superintendent second class, superintendent first class, supervisor third class, supervisor second class, supervisor first class, commissioner third class, Commissioner Second Class, Commissioner First Class, Deputy Commissioner General, and the highest is the Commissioner General. So that is the ranking in China. Dito naman sa Philippines, lowest yung patrolman. This is the new name. And the highest is the police general. So the lowest rank in China is cadet, while in the Philippines, patrolman or patrolwoman. And their highest in China is Commissioner General. Dito sa Pilipinas, Police General. Ito yung rank insignia nila. Sa salary naman, the police officer average salary in China is the average salary per month is 18,000 CNY, and then yearly 216,000 CNY. The low salary consists of 820 CNY, equivalent in peso is 655,395 Philippine peso. The average salary is 18,000 CNY, equivalent in Philippine peso is 1,421,386 pesos, and the high salary is 26,600 CNY or 2,257,375 pesos. Sa salary, it depends on some variables. Hindi nila, wala silang binigay na information about on the salary of the ranks, but the salary is on based on various variable. For example, sa experience, ibe-base nila yung sahod mo sa experience mo. Ibe-base nila yung sahod mo sa gender mo. Kung physically fit ka pa ba or hindi. Or years of experience, ganun. Ibe-base nila dun sa experience. So here is the police military equipment, weapons, and patrol mobiles that they are using in China. Meron silang ships, meron silang arms for air surveillance, water surveillance, and land surveillance. Police yung tawag sa kanila. And these are the qualifications and requirements to become a people's police in China. Number 1, be 18 years old or older. Support the Constitution. Have a good moral character. Have good health. Have an education level no less than high school graduation. And be willing to serve as a police officer. The normal recruitment process is the open examination, strict review, competition on an equal footing, and selection on the merits. Retirement age, wala din silang binigay na specific, pero as sa general, retirement age ng mga police daw is 60 years old sa mga lalaki, and then 55 years old sa mga babae. In terms of Chinese policing system, it is designed to maintain order and security within People's Republic of China. This system is deeply intertwined with the Chinese Communist Party's, or the CCP, political objectives has evolved significantly throughout its history, reflecting the nation's political and social transformations. It is characterized by a centralized structure. Each agency has their respective functions, coupled with historical context and recent developments, presents a nuanced picture of the contemporary Chinese policing system. So sinabi ko kanina, the policing system is centralized and uh, leader dito yung Communist Party. Siya yung ruler over the system of the policing system. So yung People's Police have branches. Pero ito muna, yung main police force in China is the People's Police. Headquarters are located in Beijing. Their responsibilities is to safeguard state security, maintain public order, protect citizens' personal safety and freedom and their legal property, protect public property and prevent, stop, and punish illegal and criminal activities under the supervision of the National Supervisory Commission. So this branch is the People's Police of Public Security Organs. Their minister is Wang Xiaohong, working under the Ministry of Public Security or MPS. Their work is for political security, for economic crime investigations, for public order management, criminal investigations, and for public information network security. Yan yung mga works ng first branch. Next branch is the People's Police of State Security Organs. Minister dito si Chen Yixin, working under the Ministry of State Security, MSS. Their work is for intelligence collection and analysis, for counter-espionage, political security, partially participate in domestic security affairs. They generally perform secret police duties and help maintain social stability and preserve the power of the ruling Chinese Communist Party. So when we say espionage, the act of protecting yourself from spies and stopping them from getting your secrets. Next is the People's Police of Judicial Administrative Organs. Minister naman dito si Herong, working under the Ministry of Justice, MOJ. Their work is for prisons police, oversee prison security, carry out prison guard and duties, and aid in prison administration, similar to correctional officers in other nations. Drug Rehabilitation Police handle the enforcement of isolation and drug rehabilitation efforts for drug addicts, along with corrective measures for minor offenders. They should not be confused with judicial police and the procuratorate. Judicial Police of the People's Court is the fourth branch, working under the Supreme People's Court, SPC. The Court Judicial Police are responsible for the security of People's Court at the provincial, municipal, and township levels. They belong to the judicial system and maintain order and security in courthouses and assist judges in judicial investigations. Number 5 is the Judicial Police of People's Procuratorate, working under the Supreme People's Procuratorate SPP. Responsible for the security of People's Procuratorate at the provincial, municipal, and township levels. They belong to the judicial system and maintain order and security in procuratorates and assist public procurators in judicial investigations. Itong 6 na to is not included in the People's Police, but ito yung armed forces nila, the People's Armed Police. So, last, why China belongs to a strong country. So here are some factors contributing to China's strength that makes it a strong country. Number 1 is a centralized control. With the Communist Party playing a significant role in directing policy and oversight, this centralized structure allows for a swift implementation of policies and coordination of resources. Number two, emphasis on order and security. The government sees maintaining stability and essential for economic growth and development. This emphasis translates into a robust policing system that prioritizes crime prevention and public safety. Meron din silang technological advancement, focus on rehabilitation. It often emphasizes rehabilitation and reintegration in society. Prison systems incorporate programs aimed at reforming offenders and preparing them for release. However, there are important considerations. We consider the human rights concern because critics point to limitations on due process, fair trials, and the potential for arbitrary detention, particularly in cases involving political dissent. Transparency and accountability. Human rights groups criticize the Chinese government due to their limited access of information, balancing security and individuals' rights. And now this is the end of my presentation. Do you know that in Mandarin, when we say thank you, they will say 谢谢. Thank you for watching.